He's one of the employees in this billiard hall, and he's only 16 years old.
不是我上一班，我刚下班，从10点上到早上9点。
In fact, most of the customers here are young people as well.
你也来打台球吗？你今年多大？13。
Because this place is open 24 hours a day, employees usually work around 12 hours per shift.
是吗？那今天上班时间几点到几点
？6点到12点，3点到9点。
But the most shocking story belongs to the owner, Mark. He never finished elementary school and entered society at a very young age. At one point, he fell into gambling, borrowed money from loan sharks, and spent years moving from city to city trying to escape his debts. And yet, years later, he made a complete turnaround and became the owner of this billiard hall. What's more, he plans to open another large entertainment venue within the next few months, combining billiards, karaoke, board games, and even the internet cafe. Why do so many young people work and spend their time in billiard halls? And how did Mark go from being deeply in debt to becoming a business owner? This is a day in the life of Mark, a billiard hall owner in China. His name is Mark, and he is 35 years old. He pours almost all of his energy into running his billiard hall, working close to 20 hours a day, often so exhausted that he ends up sleeping on the couch inside the shop.
昨天晚上几点睡了？平时都这种作息啊？
大部分都是这样高，低压高，正常低压高的，给别人就高得多。
Mark is extremely strict about cleanliness and service standards in his billiard hall, because most of his employees are very young and lack a sense of service. Many tasks that should be handled by staff end up being done by Mark himself.
俺员工是非常不好的一个形象，找不到眼力。这要啥事头？安排他们加班吗？
谁加班？
我前天咋给你说的？
我想是等到我上班了，我提前2个小时出来。
In some less developed cities in China, school dropout rates remain high, so it's common for teenagers who haven't finished their education to apply for jobs at billiard halls. Mark often chooses to give them a chance. However, having such a young workforce not only makes daily operations more challenging, but also highly unstable, with the average employment period lasting less than 2 months.
这开个台球厅事儿多不多？
咦，我跟你说实话，这杂七杂八的事儿。我跟你说，我以前就没白头发，我自从弄了台球厅了以后，一头白头发。他主要是，他这些小事儿老多啊。你包括店里头，我说从上到下，你到底下，你说也不好听，一个一次性杯子，你都在成天操心着有梦。
Under Chinese law, hiring employees between the ages of 16 and 18 requires their personal information to be registered with local police authorities, which means Mark frequently has to travel back and forth to the police station to submit employees' records. On top of that, with a new location currently under preparation, Mark's total investment has now exceeded $1 million. Even so, he has chosen not to hire a secretary, handling finances, human resources, and day-to-day operations almost entirely on his own.
2次，
经常来这家店吃吗？
经常吧。
因为这店里这么忙，平时很少回家吃饭。
你看，主要我这作息不一样。正常的情况下，我睡的时候就到晚上2、3点。你说晚上2、3点回家，给家人都吵醒。本身俺孩子很小，你不知道。
你感觉你是一个很努力的老板？你给自己评分？
努力，我肯定是有的。如果要给我自己评分的情况下，努力跟合格同时打10分的情况下，我给努力打8分，我给合格打5分。因为啥你知道不知道？我说实话，就是因为我没学过。我有时候有可多字我都不认。
你是啥学历？
我小学都没毕业。这字可少人知，可少人知，说我不认字弄啥。我这辈子最大遗憾就是没文化，真的。我小学6年级毕业，都没毕业。那时候给家人撵着要上学，都管从2楼那房子那跳下来都不去上学。 你就包括现在俺店里边的员工，17、18的小孩，我问他们为啥不想上学，不中，上不进去，学不进去，家人打住也不中。
Inside the small restaurant, where the average meal costs less than $2, Mark talks to me while eating, explaining how he dropped out of elementary school and slowly worked his way to becoming a billiard hall owner. He admits that behind his turnaround lies a set of survival strategies that operate in legal gray areas.
走吧，那俺走啊。
Mark is now heading to inspect his new location. He operates in a small city with a population of nearly 1 million, and this new venue, currently under preparation, covers about 25,000 square feet, roughly the size of half a standard football field.
这个位置在新民来说是
中心地带。
那到时候开这个店，你来这儿看着嘛。
我这个店那个店都来回跑。你包括在那顶上老店装修的时候费多少心血，费多少精力，对不对？成天半夜2、3点打电话雇人来卸东西，睡觉都在隧道。咱这家店是咱全新米占地面积最大，而且是唯一一家4合一综合体，唯一一家。
From the interior design and renovation to staff recruitment and equipment purchasing, nearly every aspect of the project is being handled personally by Mark, and he plans to have the venue officially open within the next 3 months.
你大概多久来看一次场地？
我申请基本上就是，先到这儿，随行就先来领一小块，有很多事儿你需要拿出决断。
比如了啥事儿？你上一次决断了个啥事儿？
上一次我办公室那一面墙，装好又砸，又装，又那就多花2万多。喂。
From major renovation plans to something as small as a disposable paper cup, almost every decision in the shop is made personally by Mark. And later in this afternoon, he is scheduled to meet 4 different groups of people, meaning that will directly determine whether his new venue can operate smoothly in the future.
这是我剪辑沟通俩事。
To ensure his new venue can attract strong business after opening, Mark began creating social media content early on, documenting his work and daily routine. Starting today, he is taking this a step further by building his own personal brand, shifting the camera from filming others to filming himself. This approach has become an increasingly popular strategy in today's creator economy.
30岁不顾家里头的反对，投资了200多万，给新米开一家台球厅。
While Mark is recording content, the second group of visitors is already waiting outside. They're sales consultants from a cashier system company, and Mark is looking to purchase a more efficient system for his new venue.
现在里边的颜色分别对应的是灰色是未开台，咱开台非常简单，双击就开台了。然后红色的代表这一桌已经消费完了，待支付状态。绿色是正常计费状态，蓝色是暂停计费状态。这是4种计费状态。啊。
Because the negotiation never reached Mark's target price, the company's CEO eventually arrived in person to join the discussion, turning it into a negotiation that lasted a full 3 hours.
帅总刚才谈那个客户咋样？谈成没？
考虑吧，他那个年费有点贵，知道不？
那咱现在要去干啥？
咱现在去俺伙计那点儿，还有一组那大冰柜啊，新的90新。然后咱底下新店不是也到时候管用上？我去看看他那成色啥样，钟楼到时候不是整买新的，该省就得省啊。
To free up enough energy for the opening of his new venue, Mark hired a store manager to take charge of daily operations at the whole location. While Mark was out shopping for a second-hand refrigerator, the candidate applying for the manager position was already waiting inside the shop. The billiard hall Mark runs is not only the most successful in the city, but also the most professional. While they sit down to talk, let's take a closer look at what makes this billiard hall different from the rest. Although this billiard hall is primarily entertainment focused, it is fully equipped with professional tournament grade tables, something that is extremely rare among venues at the same level. What's more, the venue is equipped with a dedicated maintenance workshop, complete with professional repair equipment and trained technicians.
好，你稍等一下，大概得20分钟。
To ensure consistency in playing field, the house cues are regularly polished, balanced, and recalibrated. Even more surprisingly, Mark has integrated professional coaches into the hall's daily operations. These coaches don't simply teach scheduled classes. Instead, they actively guide players during regular games, helping them adjust their stance, power, and cue action in real time. This gives the billiard hall an additional identity, functioning not just as an entertainment venue, but also as a training ground.
你干这干多久了
？13次吧。对，一直都是爱台球。你像我吧，经常窝根儿，这手里边剪子都窝根儿窝出来剪子。
每天都练球啊？
你像早上有时来早没事就练球，然后有咱这当地有打比较好位，人家整晚不睡觉，趴着自己练球。
By 8 o'clock in the evening, the shop quickly fills up, and every new arrival has to wait in line. Mark's pace immediately speeds up. He stays at the counter to handle payments, then repeatedly moves to the entrance to greet incoming customers, assign queue numbers, and explain the situation. To prevent long waits from turning into lost customers, Mark offers drinks to those who have been standing in line the longest, asking them to wait a little longer. This intense pace continues well past midnight, until the shop finally becomes quiet again.
咱不是有保洁吗，陈总？
我这到这点都该下班呀。
保洁几点下班
？12点。每到周六周日，保洁阿姨也是可累，那都一样。他不是说老脏，只是说小细节问题。
Sweeping the floor, picking up cigarette butts, tasks that wouldn't normally belong to a business owner have become routine for Mark. During a brief pause in the night, we step closer to him, hoping to hear in his own words how he truly views his billiard hall.
来坐，这都已经12点，你已经连续工作了13个小时。
啊，13个小时。
我
我正常工作就这样，正常一天就是6、7个小时吧。
累不累？你感觉？
不累啊！今年2月份到现在，这种作息基本上每天是这样。
那你不在店里，这店里能运转吗？
也能正常运转嘛？你咱搁这说，真大的店它离了谁不能运转？你短期你肯定看不出来。比如说我出去玩个3、2天，它没啥影响。只是说长期这种东西得看长期。如果说我敢离开1个月，你试试吧。
这么操心，作息这么不规律，你感觉这种状态，它大概还要再持续多久？1年、2年？你要一直这么下去吗？
说实话，你问这问题也问着我，真的。你说实话，你问这问题我没想过。其实人呐，他是个人，他不是神，他每天做这重复一件事的时候，他都有极限，他都会烦。我也有烦的时候，烦的时候我就想啊，我找人了以后，我就不暖他，不招呼。但是到下个月的时候就又开始，那崩溃点过去，该咋说还干啥。你问我这种人到下一到啥时候，我真没考虑过。我只会说下一步应该肯定会比现在更忙，就下一家店能不能这次现在我也所有重心都给这。感谢你，辛苦陪我一天，真是，我人嘴老笨，更多还是其实我这人愿意交朋友，早晚咱可以成为朋友。
那肯定，来，我说，
早晚真是可以成为朋友。
At this moment, a customer has already been waiting by the door. Mark picks up a cue and walks toward the table, just as he always does, playing a few games with them. Many customers come here alone, yet they're never ignored, and some even visit specifically to play with Mark himself. For Mark, running a billiard hall is not about playing different roles. With his staff, he is the boss. With his customers, he is the server. This constant shift in identity has simply become part of his everyday life. this is Mark, a day in the life of a billiard hall owner. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.